This is a VIP update in reference to Bitcoin and our active trades. So this level right here is extremely strong. This was our previous daily level, 84,250. Price action did get rejected here, came back down, fought above, but I would have really liked to have seen it come down here to this, to come up, and then maybe one more time rejection, then finally break through. That would show strength. Since it went up, retraced only a little bit, and then went up further, it could have bounced here and then kept on going up. But whenever it would retrace or finally curve over, then we have a chance of it coming down pretty hard. Depending on how high it would go, I'm looking for a 50% retracement of this leg right here. But since that did not happen, and of course, one thing that I don't do is I never do after the fact. Oh, well, we should have shorted here or we should have longed here. I don't do any of that stuff. Y'all know that. I do in the moment. But I'm walking you through what would have been stronger if certain things would have happened. Now, since it did just retrace a little bit, come up, there's a pretty high chance that when it comes down, it'll come down to here, which would be about 50% of this current move. It came down a little bit, went up. Once again, this is very strong. Look at this wick right here. This is on the 15-minute time frame. Look at this wick, right to it, come up again, right to it. Now starting to come down, and now it bounced off of this box, this level. Once again, man, I can't stress this enough. These boxes and levels are so important. Came down here, tapped it, came up, and here was a chance for it to come up to here and then go halfway. Let me draw this out. So for it to come down, then come up, then about halfway, decision point, break up. But so far, it's not doing that. What it's doing, came up here, came down, came up over halfway. This is like this is beyond the golden pocket. So what you could do, extend this out a little bit so we can see this. What you can do is use the fib retracement tool, go from the swing high to the swing low, and you can see that it went all the way up to the 786. So what we want is we want a retracement from this leg. We want to see it go at least 32%. 50% is what I love. A 0.5618 is the golden pocket, but it went all the way up. So this is, to me, this is the danger zone, but this is really nice because why is it the danger zone? Let me explain all this. Danger zone, price came all the way down. We want it to come at least to the 0.5. So as it comes down, this is the level that I'm looking for it to go to. I would like to see it come up here and then curve over, but it didn't do that. Instead, it went to the 0.5 and 618 and then went above it. Now, because it went to the 786, now this leg is what I'm looking at. So the 50% of this move would be about right here. So now what I'm doing is I'm looking at this current pullback, which would be healthy. And we can see that it's starting to pull back. Once we see that it's starting to pull back, now I'm looking for this to be the decision point. Is it going to go up from here, possibly go a lower high, then a decision point, break up, and finally work its way through? This is why I look at these 50% retraces. Now, since it didn't do that, it went to the 786. Now, that was my thought process. This leg is pretty big. More than I can come down, then come up, down, up. But since it came down, it broke through that 50% level of this, coming down further to about the 786 of this move going down. Now it is breaking this. So here it bounced very nicely off of our zone, came up, came down. Let me take this off. Well, I tell you what, let me put it back on so we can show some more levels. Now what I'm thinking, now it's kind of this candle right here, it's indecisive. It doesn't know what it wants to do. Does it want to go down due to the selling pressure, or does it want to go up due to the buying pressure? There's currently more selling pressure than buying pressure. That does not mean that the next candle is going to come down. This just means we have a higher probability of this coming down. This kind of could go up, but this just says there's a higher probability of it coming down. So with that being said, right now, I still do think that it's possibly going to come down a little bit further. And then if it bounces here off of my dotted line, well, this is the halfway point of this zone. So if it does come down here, I would like to see it bounce up, get rejected here. If not, the 50% level of this would be about right here. So let me draw this up. The more I extend this, the harder it gets. But let me see. Let me do it with this one. So this from here to about the 50% level, or this leg, 50% would be about right here. So this is what I'm looking at, either here or maybe even here, you know, in the golden pocket. Then hopefully it comes down and breaks this. This is what I would like to see for the downward movement. Now, if by chance it ends up going up, well, then now the 50% from this leg is what I'm looking for. The 50% is always the decision point. Now, it could go up further, 618. These levels would not match because the pull would be from this one to this one. So from the 50% would be about right here. And then if it goes up into the golden pocket, then hopefully it starts turning. If it doesn't, 786. If it still doesn't, then when it does go up and then starts curling over, now we're looking 50% of this current leg. So hopefully all this makes sense. If it doesn't, please reach out to me in the VIP group. Next one is Ondo. Here, we made a video on this to where it might come up. And if so, hopefully, you know, do the rollover right here. And then we could either enter on that rollover, or safer would be the break of this level. Now, what we can see is it got rejected. Very strong level here. Started coming down. If you wanted to, you could have entered, you know, the break of this level, but safer entry would be this candle close, 15 minutes. This is what we're looking at. This is a 15-minute time frame. So we would have entered right here. Plus, we had the selling pressure. So this right here is good. It's healthy for us. Now, when it does start to roll over, and it might start to roll over right here. This is why I look at all these levels right here. So it might come down a little bit further if it doesn't already turn up. But let's just say it does roll up, curve up. Now we're looking for 50% of this move, which would be about right here, right underneath this zone that we have. So right under here. And then now what we're looking for is for it to roll over and then hopefully break this. And then our short will do well. Let's go to this one. We made the video saying that, you know, we could enter here. It's higher risk due to it could go up, then come down, then go up, break the level. It's shown here. Or this could be where it gets rejected because, again, this is a zone. This would be the top of the range if you want to put it in the range trading platform or category. Nobody knows what's going to happen, though. So this could come down and then just shoot up and then go to the moon. But since this is a level of resistance and the markets aren't too good right now, if Bitcoin was doing really well, then this might have a chance to do well also. We see that it came up, started rolling over. We could have entered, and then it starts coming up again, getting rejected. We had a slight breakthrough, but bunch of selling pressure. Look at this candle. And what we do is we examine the candles as well, because every candle tells us a story. Look at all this selling pressure. And then the candle barely, a little bit of close. And all these candles, they have different names. But I just look at the actual candle itself. Now it's starting to come down. Now, if you wanted to, what you could do is you could enter the break of this level. Now, this is a little bit higher risk play because it could come down here. This would be now the 50% level. So from here to here, this would be about the 50% level. And this is the decision point. So if you did enter here, the break of this, thinking that it's much safer, it is and it isn't. It is because it broke the level. It isn't, because now it's in the 50% level where this is the decision point. This next move determines if we have a chance of it going up, something like this, where let's say it's here, comes down here to where it goes. Let's try that again. To where it goes up, creates a lower high, which is fine. Comes back down 50% or 75% of the level, 78%. We'll just say it comes down in here and then now breaks up. Once it breaks this level, this is like, uh-oh, watch out. Because now we may find this as support and then continue to come up. So let's just say something like that. Now, if the decision point, we break down here and it ends up coming or going down, now we're looking for a possible bounce here to come up. And then now we're looking for depending on how fast it comes down or if it kind of bounces, 50% of whatever prints. If it bounces here and then comes down, well, this is the leg we're measuring, so it'll be about here that we're looking for a retracement. But if it just candle down, candle down, candle down like this, then we would see 50% of this entire move, which again is around the same area, about right here, where it might get rejected. So I'm just going to put it here. And then what we're looking for is the break of this. Hopefully all this makes sense. Please make sure to let me know if you have any questions on this. I always stress this. Nobody knows what's going to happen. All we can do is trade level by level, and it could change at any moment. You can have your bearish divergence or your patterns or moving averages, everything, but it's literally level by level. And then what I would recommend also, since you're recharting this, make sure to put on your anchored VWAP or your VWAP, your fixed range volume profile. Again, I show you how to do all these moves in the training videos that I have. If you want a specialized video only for that, I can do that as well. But I'm always doing these videos for you. So please watch the videos. They will show you how I do all this stuff. Do I win all the time? Sure don't. Do I win? Sure do. And it's just from these simple things. Now, the main thing is, you have to have an overall picture of what's going on. Is this overall bearish or bullish? And due to the current market, bearish. Now, if this does roll over on the bigger picture, if this does roll over and come down in here and start going up and then eventually break this box that we have, then retest this area. Now this, once again, could be the bottom. All right, that's all I got. I do thank you. Appreciate you doing, all the stuff that you're doing in the VIP. Shout out to my admins. Man, my admins are absolutely killing it with these updates. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.